Yo, it's the dog and Dave. There it is. Let's go. It's time to run them lights up. Yes, sir. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody internationally, around the world, and in the country, wherever you're tuning in from, we thank you for tuning in. This is the Dog and Dave Show. I am Big Dog Chico. This is my partner in crime, my guy David Talks Buffs. What's happening with you, man? How you doing today? We got a lot to run down. We can talk about Shiloh might be missing the game. We can talk about the USC game coming up. We can talk about comments made. Keyshawn Johnson and guests coming to the game and a whole bunch of other things coming up, man. First of all, give us a recap how you been and what's going on with you.
Yeah, big dog. Thanks again, man. I just love that we're able to do this every week. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great week. Your guy upgraded his broadband this week, so hopefully, hopefully we see a positive difference, in my streaming quality and everything moving forward. But man, got tickets, for the game this Saturday. Freaking pumped. I don't care what's going on, what adversity
Nice.
that we got to fight through. We got to get to 1-16 against USC of all time, man. Like we cannot go 0-17.
Right. Nice. You got tickets though. How did you get tickets? Did you get them at the last minute or did you already have these tickets?
These were the one tickets that I bought when they did the sale in like April or May. So I've had these for a while. This was like a really important game that outside of Nebraska, man, this is the game that I need the Buffs to win. This is the
Right.
second most important game to me just as a fan.
This the one you wanted to make sure you were at. You didn't want to miss it no matter what. The USC game, everybody's
Mhm.
coming to town. Right now we're going into this game 3-1. We saw what happened last week. We did our little recap on that on the post game show. Since it's been a few days, anything you've seen since then, or something that you wanted to add about what went on at Oregon?
Again, I don't think the team's going to take any moral victories, off of that showing. But it was again nice to see, some guys make some plays like Jaquez get his interception. Travis J with his first game back. Hopefully, we'll see him get stronger and play better as the season goes on. But man, I felt like that game kind of got out of hand a little quickly, and I guess any positive going into this week is I think that we're going to be heads down, prepared. We're not going to be taking anybody lightly. And this also gives us the opportunity to, like we were hoping for against Oregon, be a little bit more creative. I think we've left some chips on the table the last couple weeks with our game plans on both offense and defense. And I'm excited to see what changes come if there's personnel changes, how we call the games on the offensive and defense, if there's a little bit of change there. But USC is darn good, man. But they are definitely vulnerable. That is for sure. What are your thoughts?
Exactly. All of their games basically have been close games. Turnovers have been equalizers, as I've been saying. Defense has been suspect. They have been giving up a lot of big plays on the defense side of the ball, but they also made a lot of huge plays on the offense side of the ball, been very explosive, 75 plus yard scores. The receivers averaging over 20 yards per catch. A couple of them with Rice and I think it's and
Branch.
Branch is excellent on special teams also. So it's gonna be we're gonna have our hands full. You know what I mean? Tough game,
Mhm.
but we have the athletes also to score on them, as we've seen them get scored on, and like I said, give up big plays. So look for a guy like Jimmy Horn Jr., who's leading. I didn't realize this, but he's leading the country in receptions with the 27 that he has. He's leading the
Wow.
country in receptions. Unless somebody took over in the last couple days that I didn't know about, but Jimmy Horn Jr. is there. Xavier Weaver is top 3, I think, in yardage.
Mhm.
So we got guys out there who can make plays. We've seen Javon Antonio step up a little bit last game.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is the scheme that I wouldn't say worried, but what I would be concerned about is the scheme that USC might come with. And I think that they should be looking exactly at what Oregon did and trying to duplicate that. There was a couple of plays at the end of the first half that just kind of showed, in my opinion, what the Oregon game was all about with their blitzes,
Mhm.
with their scheme, should I say, their philosophy of blitzing, showing a lot at the line of scrimmage, but only coming with a few, 5 at the most sometimes, and still getting
Mhm.
pressure on the quarterback by confusing the offensive line, and the blocking scheme might be called by the quarterback or the center. So, USC has the athletes to do it. We have the athletes to stay in the game. It's still going to be a battle of the trenches, and how can we survive there in the trenches?
Mhm.
Can we make do? Can we protect Shador? Can we get some pressure on the quarterback? Can we get some penetration in the run game? Can we play in our gaps at least? Can we not get pushed around some? A lot of questions
Mhm.
to be answered. But I think our guys will be coming and try to live up to that test, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that again, last week was a freaking rough showing, but again, this offensive line, defensive line, they're not elite, but I think that they are better than how they play last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, and if we do switch up some personnel, I think that's fine. I wouldn't be opposed to it since we got some bigger guys on the bench right now that could possibly help with establishing that run game. But man, I know that Coach Prime is not okay with having his son as the most hit quarterback right now in FBS football. The protection, the schemes, they have to be changed in order to protect that man. Because if two were to ever go down, man, oh man, oh man. I mean,
We
can
don't
you
even want
imagine?
that. We're gonna knock on wood, not even think like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But you're right though. We have to protect him because he is the most sacked quarterback, most pressured quarterback in
Mhm.
football right now. We are dead last in running the ball right now, averaging what a little bit over 55 yards per game or something like that, which is crazy. So uh, first thing first, I think we need to utilize a guy like Alton McCaskill. If he's ready to go,
Yes.
it's time to put the ball in his hands and say, man, we're going to put our hand in the dirt and we're going to block somebody this week, because that's all about, just like
Mhm.
stopping the run, is all about attitude. And if they can have some attitude on that offensive line to push some guys around on the defensive line of USC, just control the game somewhat, control the line of scrimmage, fight back, make some
Mhm.
plays, and open up some lanes for Alton to run, then we can control the game. All we need is 4 yards per carry. 4
Yeah.
yards per carry, we can get first downs, and we can go from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt. If we can get to 2nd and 6, do you know like how much that will open up this offense? I mean,
I hope so. I hope
yeah,
that's the key to unlock it.
like that's what we need. And I did a little bit of a film review. I know that there's a little bit different of personnel this year, like USC has brought in Bear Alexander. They got some different guys in the defensive line, but still running this like speed defense run by Alex Grinch. I went ahead and looked at the Tulane tape from the Cotton Bowl last year. Again, their offensive line outside of their left guard, uh, not the biggest guys, but they
Right.
blocked effectively enough, and they were able to use motion in order to get this, uh, you know, shifting USC defense into a lot of advantageous positions for them to take advantage with the run game. Tajay Spears ran all over them. Alton McCaskill, he's got that vision. He's got that
But
size. If we can just get a half decent run game, if we can just come out wanting to,
half decent.
be the more physical team, man. Uh, Getting to 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 14 for Shador, which is what he's been having to
Right.
deal with so often throughout the season. Man,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah, but we gotta get creative with it. The motions will help, the shifts. We've been asking for some two back sets with Alton, with Dylan. I hope that this is a chance for us to come out more creative, because we've seen it in the Sean Lewis offense in the past. We just don't have it on tape right now, and that might be an advantage for us going against USC. They haven't seen us do too much creatively yet on offense.
Right. And I said before also, I said on the podcast yesterday with Coach Hayes on the Prime debate, I said that, if they can have a lot of motion coming in, just switching up the offense, doing something different. I saw some comments saying, well, you can't do motion if the offensive line isn't blocking. Well, in some cases that's true, but in some cases that motion helps the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It makes that defensive line have to worry about one other thing. Makes the linebackers kind of flow with that motion a little bit. So it helps that line by having that motion at the snap, not going in motion before the snap. You know what I mean? Just
Uh-huh.
switching sides or whatever, changing the formation up. But kind of like the jet sweep motion, the stuff
Yep.
we see in the NFL all day being successful with the Eagles, with the Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of college football teams nowadays. But you got a fast guy like Jimmy Horn Jr. Travis Hunter was doing that a little bit. Travaris Dawson coming in motion at the snap, then you pitching it to Dylan Edwards, handing it off to Dylan Edwards or faking the handoff to Dylan. Boom, there's the tight end right there. You got to get creative. You got to do it somehow. You got to get your offensive line in a situation where they're playing against some defensive linemen who are now a little bit on their heels now and not with their ears pent back, ready to rush the passer.
Yeah.
Now you kind of worried about, oh, they might hit me with a counter here or a trap here or a toss here, option play, or they might pass, RPO, whatever. You got to switch it up, man. You got to stay on the field too and keep Caleb off the field. Give your defense a chance and give them some rest also,
No doubt. No doubt. And that was something that I wanted to ask you about, Big Dog, because in some of our other podcasts leading up to the games earlier this year, we've talked about how we want, see you to come out, to play fast, to get in rhythm. I'm curious, do you foresee us kind of wanting to take an approach of kind of making sure that we dominate that time of possession with an offense on the other side that's averaging 55 points a game right now? Do you think we might get rid of the up tempo or be very selective when we use it? What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, yeah, I think you can be a lot more selective when you use it, as opposed to just going out there and kind of like last game where we can get a quick 3 and out, probably not even run off 20 seconds, 25 seconds because you're going so fast,
Mhm.
but then you're not getting any yardage. So, it's kind of almost working against you. But if there's a situation where, even if you're slowing it down just a little bit, just to get the right play call in, just to see what the defense is giving you and take that rather than trying to force it. Always, I think you should always, especially in a fast paced offense like this, survey the defense at the line of scrimmage, see what they have out there, and almost look to the sideline, get the play. Once you get the play, but the quarterback still has the freedom to change it up a little bit, as you've seen Coach Prime say Shador's been doing for the longest. So I think the more he get comfortable with this offense, as he said before the season, though he was 80% in, I think he should be making a lot more changes at the line of scrimmage, whether it's in
Yep.
protection, whether it's run plays to pass to run, whatever it is. He should have a lot more, wherewithal or either freedom, should I say, to make
Mhm.
those changes at the line of scrimmage. And I'm sure he's been in the film room on USC, finding out their personnel, their tendencies, anything of that nature. And like I said, also on another podcast, I said that hopefully Aaron Rodgers, who showed support earlier for Coach Prime with his comments, hopefully he's giving Shador a call somehow and showing him how he identified rushers. Because you just saw a clip of him go viral where he's identifying the rushers, saying, "Oh, you're not even coming. We're not even worried about you fake blitzing." So if he's that confident, and he was correct on that, he's that confident. He knows something. He knows an identifier on the defense that's probably tipping off those blitzers, and that
Mhm.
way they're on top of that with the pass protection because pass protection is huge. He had no
Oh,
chance to get the ball off or to run last game. He was getting hit in the mouth and sacked from all different angles. So
yeah.
that's where I'm at with it. They're gonna have to step up in a huge way though, and that's a pre-snap, in my opinion.
Yes, yes, and I think that if there are times where we're not running up tempo. Again, why do you run up tempo? It
Yeah.
provides you a lot of advantages, especially putting pressure on the defense to make sure that they're all aligned, got their communication, their zones down, and all that. And it can cause a lot of miscommunication, broken coverages. That was part of the reason why we were able to rip off some huge plays against TCU, just missed communication in coverage. But that's not the only way to get some mismatches or cause some communication issues with USC. Again, if we're not running up tempo, a way to get a feel for what the defense is doing or how they might adjust and shift is by running motion, seeing what kind of looks you're getting, looking to the sideline. Like you just said, we need to find where we have the numbers in our favor in terms of the run game. I think that's very important. Half the time USC shifts out, into a position or a front that is not advantageous for them with stopping some of these run plays. So I think it's going to be really important for us to manage the game, to check into what the defense is really giving us, because I think Mr. Hillsman brought this up in the chat. Even providing Shador with some hot reads, to get the ball out quickly in the flat, to a running back like Dylan Edwards or McCaskill, that's running out there. Hopefully, the Oregon game was a reminder for us just how important it can be to be running motion, misdirection, and plays in which you're getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Again, more than half of Bo Nix's completed passes were behind the line of scrimmage last weekend.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that we can be doing to protect Shador, and it all starts with the run game.
I also think that the scheme that Oregon came with, and it's kind of from some of the plays I've seen, how they had it covered is almost like Keyshawn wasn't exaggerating at all when he said everybody was calling in to Oregon trying to help them out and give them schemes, because it seemed like they had the whole country coaching plan for that game, because
Mm-hmm.
everything seemed to be perfect on defense from what I've seen. Like I said, showing up front, that's working on the offensive line, the quarterback, pre-snap,
Mm-hmm.
and the running back, to getting them confused and playing slower. On the wide receiver side, those DBs came up and bump and ran.
Mm-hmm.
The any crosser route that came across those linebackers, they were smashing the receivers to knock them off the route. In essence, knocking them off of their timing with the quarterback. So Shador is getting pressure. He's
Mm-hmm.
mistimed. His wide receivers are not even open yet. It was a perfect game plan. And then the linebacker was covering Dylan Edwards or whoever at the running back position. They were covering that wheel route almost like they were
Yeah.
looking for it. They didn't
Yep.
get caught in traffic. They went over the top because they knew that their cornerbacks were bumping. So instead of us trying to go underneath and
Mm-hmm.
then Dylan get free on the swing, nah, they going over the top. It was covered like a glove. It was nowhere for Shador to go on 9 out of 10 of those plays that I watched, as far as pass plays where he got hit. Great scheme, great coverage. Everything was on point. The wide receivers are going to have to be ready for that this week and get off
Mm-hmm.
those bumper runs. The offensive line going to have to make better reads at the line of scrimmage and identify the rushers. And then you can go from there, man. Then you have a chance to win the game. Somebody pointed out that I said survive as far as the offensive line goes and the defensive line. What I mean by survive is because we didn't survive at all last week. If we can survive, if we can not even, I ain't say dominate yet. I didn't even say, I said survive for when they gives us a chance. That's like the minimum we have to do is survive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not just keep getting beat, not getting killed. You got to survive. You got to stay alive to give yourself a chance. And if they can survive and give Shador Sanders a chance to make those correct reads and passes, now you have a chance to win the ball game and put those defensive backs on their heels.
No doubt. And again, Shador, if he just has a half decent run game, like we're talking about TCU, I think he was like 93% completion percentage off of play action.
Mhm.
We were not able to run any play action, last week, obviously. But I think that what I'm hoping rather to see is more of a commitment and emphasis out the gate, with establishing a run game.
Yeah.
again, I think a lot of this, of course, some of it's coaching. Um, but I think we got the right coaches in place. It's just about that mentality, that philosophy of understanding that this needs to be done, from a run establishment standpoint. And one thing that I like too, if you want to talk about the defense here real quick, is that I mean, yeah, USC's offensive line, isn't that great either. Caleb Williams is constantly running around,
Right.
and that's also when he's at his best sometimes. But I think it's going to be very important for us to be getting pressure on Caleb Williams. I think whichever offensive line performs better, that team will get the win.
My initial thought before the season was that we're going to have Caleb Williams running around for his life, and we're going to find a way to make him drop that ball or knock it out of his hand, cause a fumble and a
Mhm.
turnover somehow, some way. You're correct. The offensive line is not. I wouldn't even say they're as good as Oregon's offensive line right now. Honestly, I like
No.
Oregon's offensive line a lot. USC's offensive line is, they're big, they can move, but
Mhm.
just as good as Oregon, I don't think so. Now their backs are probably as good as Oregon, as fast as Oregon. Their receivers just as good, might be
Mhm.
bigger than Oregon. Um, and the quarterback, of course, Caleb can throw it from all different ranges and can make plays. Uh, can we keep them off the field? Can we make that defense actually defend? Because we see Arizona State really make some big plays in the run game versus them. I think we can do that also. So
Mm.
that's what it is for the USC game. At least what we think as far as establishing that run. Any players you think that you want to see in the game that you might not have seen in the past?
Yeah. Well, this is an obvious one. I'll start out with this guy. Give me more Alton McCaskill. Good Lord, if he's good enough to play in the fourth quarter, he better be playing in the first quarter of this game, man. We need him. He is so imperative for us to have success this week and take a little bit of pressure off Shador and Dylan Edwards and the rest of those guys. Also, I am very much looking forward to hopefully seeing Carter Stoutmeyer return from his injury this week. He would be a big upgrade and help in the secondary as well as Miles Slusher. But
Yeah,
man, I want to see Jordan Dominic, Derek McClendon, Arden Walker, like this pass rush really get after it.
right.
Those are some guys that I really want to see have some success against an offensive line, like you said, that uh, isn't at Oregon's level, and also USC kind of how they play on offense. It'll be interesting to see if they incorporate some more short game, passing game into it, but they just get big chunks, man. And,
Yeah.
they're constantly taking big shots down the field. So if our pass rush can get there, I think that could, help swing things in our favor. But what about you? Who are a few players that you have on your mind?
Well, I would say this, being based on the fact, and there's some news right here that Shiloh Sanders might be out for this game. So
Mhm.
based off the fact that if Shiloh is out for this game, I would like to see Rod Ward back there playing
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. I would like to see. We see Cameron Silman Craig playing a lot up against the line, so close to the line of scrimmage. So I'm
Mhm.
talking about maybe more free safety, deep safeties back there. So maybe Rod Ward, maybe Vito Tisdale, whoever coaching them feel like been really performing at practice. We got a whole plethora of DBs back there who can play, but those guys who I would like to see, Rod Ward and maybe even Vito Tisdale back there getting some snaps. Um,
Mhm.
Shoot, looking at as far as Coach Prime on Kamani, which we have down here also. Um, I would like to see him get the chance on the field. Saw him in a couple videos
Yeah.
today. Still, maybe made some plays, but this play that they showed, he didn't make the play. Um,
Okay.
but he's right there. Like I said, man, it's still, you know, game time type players, and I think he's one of those guys who steps up when it's game time. Travis J at Nickelback, they're saying I would like to see Travis J play more inside instead of
Yep.
outside. So, uh, like I said, though, I still don't think he feels like he is the full Travis J right now. I feel like he knows that he's a little bit a step slow, and he's trying to work his way back. So,
Mhm.
a bunch of different options back there, but the main thing is for the coaches to get the right pieces to work together, to gel together. I think we
Yep.
have the pieces, but we just
Mhm.
got them all over the board right now, and we don't have the correct ones. Whether they're still trying to find out, work out, or whatever, we don't have the correct ones kind of fitting together right now. And I think when we do, we could be a really, really good team on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. I think you hit the nail right on the head with this defense. There's been a lot of kind of changing parts in and out due to injury, with these first 4 weeks. And again, this is a system that not a lot of the players like coming over are have played in, are familiar with. And you're gonna see it get better throughout the season. You got to work out all this communication. You got to find the right chemistry, the right things that work with the personnel. And there's a lot of responsibility put on these players in this defense. This isn't a basic defense or offense that they run. These are complex systems. They're trying to prepare these guys for NFL level football. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you're right. Like Rod Ward, he's a total ball hawk. I would love to see him back there. I think you're right about Travis J playing inside, playing some of that nickel might serve him better, especially right now, still kind of getting comfortable coming back from injury. And I think you have more opportunity to do that if Carr Stoutmire is back and if we see more Cormani. I would love to see more of him because he had a great, open field tackle, to end the game against Oregon. And USC's defense is not very good at open field tackling as well. We have to be the better tackling team. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind seeing Cormani out there a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the highlights now from the ASU Arizona State game and USC game. I think a lot of people not giving Arizona State a lot of credit too. They're a good ball club, especially on the offensive and defensive line. They got some dogs out there, and they gave USC some problems. I would like to address a couple of comments here. Shouts out to Chris and Alpine Garage Sports and everybody who is an official member of the pages. I appreciate you guys. But Chris said he chimed in and said, "Appreciate you too, Chris." If
Yeah.
Kamani isn't going to keep the standard, then he shouldn't play. This is a culture thing. All right. I appreciate that one once again. What I have to say about that is, yeah, it's a culture thing. Yeah, it's some things about, Coach Prime said it now. We would be speculating if Coach Prime didn't say these things and put it out there. Coming late to meetings, hell, missing meetings, dog. You got to show up to the meetings. Um, uh, whatever else are things that I would say the average freshman will have problems with, would go through, would kind of think that is not so serious, until you realize it is that serious, dog. And whatever point you realize that is cool. If he would have came, I think if he would have been able to come during the spring, I think none of these things would be a problem now because he'll understand the standard. He'll understand the way. He would have probably gotten with someone who could show him by now, whether it's a mentor that's on or off the field, in school or out of school, whatever, somebody can be there and kind of, just guiding him along the way. But these are freshman things that happen. Unless you super mature type guy or been through a certain program, then you're going to make these mistakes. You're going to miss some meetings. You're going to miss some, well, I wouldn't say miss some meetings, but I wouldn't know how serious it is for Coach Prime. I would want to be at every meeting for Coach Prime anyway. You ain't going to see me
Yeah.
miss anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing up to see Coach Prime. If anything, like if that's the very least of it, I'm showing up to see Coach Prime. All right, now secondary, I got to be here anyway because I play football.
Yeah.
So, you know, something got to be a priority, dog. Make something the reason for you to get up. Knowing that Mama is whatever she's doing at home. You know what I mean, or here wherever she is. You know that you got to provide for her and the family. So you got to be where you need to be at all times. Like I said, I have a little bit more patience of it because he's a freshman and I understand this. And he just got in what, August?
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
yeah, so August or late July. I don't even think it was late July. I think it was August. So all in all, I think the young man gonna be fine. I think all these comments out there talking about transferring and stuff, I hope that never even really gets to him. I hope he is not even in that headspace. I hope he realizes that, dog, you're in the best place possible from what we can see. And don't let this get you down. Don't let people outside comments get you down thinking that you're supposed to be doing this and you got a Hall of Famer right there telling you something else. So I listen
No,
to the Hall of Famer.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. How often, and I was talking about this earlier on my channel, it's like, how often does, accountability and discipline like just lead to an immediate overnight change of results?
Yeah.
How often does coaching, uh, result in an immediate, improvement with a certain player's skill or ability? Nah, man. Like, this is something where, Coach Prime, he's got the long game in mind. He knows that, and I think Cormani knows and is beginning to learn that there are these other things involved in preparation that are necessary in order to get to the next level. This is different if we're talking about a 21-year-old transfer coming in here with his second transfer that's already been around and, whatever. This guy is 18 years old, and like you said, man, there is patience. There is patience for for freshmen. From my perspective, coming in, it's different if we're talking about a guy who's been in college football for a while, that should have learned this by now. But
Right.
yeah, I got all the patience in the world right now for Cormani. I think he'll get it together. He's physically ready. He just needs to work on some of the other aspects of off the game field, preparing like that. But he's in the right environment to do that, no
Yeah.
doubt.
He'll learn and he'll realize how important film is also. So we'll switch it up a little bit, go a little bit lighter right now. If you are just tuning in, this is the Dave and Dog, or the Dog and Dave and Dog, however you want to put it. This is
Yeah.
the Dog and Dave show, us together doing our thing, man. He's live on his page right now. We're doing streaming on both sites. Make sure you go on his page and like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Same thing on my page. If you also want to join the page to become an official member, shouts out to everybody who's already become a member also. I need to do a rundown of everybody one time. And if you have joined already, put a Big Dog Gang in the comments and let me know. And make sure I give you guys a shout out also. But I want to go to something a little bit lighter that we saw. Guests who are supposed to be at the game right now are coming to the USC game. We got a lot of guests there. Saying, I saw this list like a week ago, and now it seemed like it's slowly becoming confirmed that you're going to have Jay-Z, Beyonce,
Yeah.
LeBron James. Shoot, who else? They said somebody said Tupac might be there too. No, they said everybody and their mama's supposed to be at this game, man. And look like you're going to be in the stands. I'm not going to make it. My daughter's birthday is on the 29th. That's Friday, so I'm going to stay here instead of going. And then I'm going to get out after that. I'll be at this ASU game once again. Then I'll head to Colorado after that, though. But um, just what do you think about all the celebrities coming to the game? How do you think, would that impact anything? What do you think
Well,
about?
I mean, we better play better, man, with the celebrities on the sideline. Man, I love this. It's still so surreal that like Boulder is the place that everybody wants to be at, man. It's so crazy, and I just love how we're gonna stay true to ourselves. Coach Prime, this whole program, they do things in their style, their ways, and part of that is having notable people on the sidelines for every game, taking a page out of what Jerry busted years ago on
Uh,
implementing the Showtime Lakers years and years ago, making sure we got celebrities there, right? So yeah, I think it's awesome. We need more of that in college football. And I love that Prime is really leaning into that because, I mean, he's friends with everybody, but we better play good. If LeBron James is there, if Snoop Dogg does decide to make an
they said
appearance,
Doggy Dog.
he better be in black and gold. I'm telling you, he better be in black and gold.
Well,
Not a,
speaking of that, you got a USC alum because Undisputed is going to be there that Friday, and you have a USC alum, Keyshawn Johnson, host of or co-host of Undisputed, said that if Coach Prime in Colorado wins and pull the upset, the David and Goliath, that he's going to be in the locker room with Coach Prime in Colorado. he,
oh
he said that
man,
If they win, I'm gonna be in the locker room. Now that's your
Man,
squad over there, dog, and you're gonna be in the locker room with Coach Prime. And them. That shows you the power of Prime. You know, he might need to coin that one too. That shows you the power of Prime, the Prime effect. You know that this guy, a USC legend,
mm-hmm.
coming to the game halfway because of Coach Prime in Colorado. He want to be on Coach Prime's sideline. He want to dap up Coach Prime. He want them to win. Deep down inside is what it feels like. Feels like how is that just surreal to think that you got a USC Trojan like that on national TV saying I'm gonna be in the locker room if they win? Damn.
It just shows you how exciting and how fun this whole thing is. Again, if you don't want to see this succeed, man, y'all got some work to do. You got to spend some more time outside having fun or something because this is just enjoyable, man. And you see it, man. Everybody wants to wants to hop on into Buffs Nation, and yeah, I think it would be fun, man, having Keyshawn and Snoop Dogg. Maybe we get a performance then if at the end of the game, on the stage from Snoop Dogg.
Dang, man. I hate I can't be there with dogs there, man. Gosh, that's a whole nother one right there, man. To have the dog on the sideline. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And just to let everybody know, Colorado is a legal state, and I was there. And when they rushed the field at Nebraska game, and I have it on tape, you can hear me say it in the video. Dang, somebody then fired up loud out here in the stadium. I smell it was like the victory cigars just instantly lit up when the when the game was over. I was like, man, this is an all right place right here, man. This is an all
It,
right place. I like this place right here. I've never in my life, other than being in the hood stadium, you know what I mean, and people smoking over there while you trying to practice with the kids, and you got to walk over there as the coach. Hey man, can y'all put the cigarettes and the blunts out, man? We trying to coach the kids over here. I don't want them running right into your smoking catching contact. All right, coach.
oh man.
You know, but in the stadium of a Division One Power Five football team, to smell that, Snoop Dogg gonna be right at home.
Oh yeah.
Snoop
Yes.
gonna be right at the
Yes.
crib.
Yes, and he's gonna have his professional blunt roller, that's on
Right,
salary or whatever, man.
right.
I'm sure he'll be rolling up some great things for his first CU Buffs game, whenever that's gonna be. But man, you're right. When the Buffs are winning, the green is in the air, man, and it's a lot of fun, especially with those night games. You can you can see
Yeah,
the
man,
you
that
know
was
the
so cool.
clouds develop and all that, man.
I
It's
couldn't
just
believe
fun.
it. Coming from Alabama, the whole fire department would have ran about that thing. The SWAT team would have ran. Who's smoking? Who's smoking weed? Like, man, nobody. Y'all causing a bigger problem. You should be like Colorado. Let it.
Another reason why you want to come here and play football. You don't have to worry about any of that ridiculous possession. None of that, man. You could just live your life out here, man. And
that's a
you know,
great point, man. You've seen
yeah.
I've seen so many players and coaches get messed up, especially in the state of Alabama, for the smallest amount. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
countless Alabama players. Uh, you see on the news, Alabama football player Tre'Davious Johnson just arrested last week for marijuana possession. Police said they pulled him over because of a tail light missing and found 0.000 grams of marijuana. Took him in, and now he got to lose his scholarship and spend 30 days in jail and all type of crazy stuff for something that's legal in the next state over, man. Come to Colorado, dog. If y'all tired of the police pulling you over, messing with you about your little weed,
Mhm.
bothering you, harassing you, come to Colorado. That's all I got to say about
Exactly. Where you can just worry about business and football, man, and maybe eventually
it.
you can do some of those weed NIL deals.
Nah, nah.
We might have to wait till that's legal federally for those
Ooh,
to come in. But man, the potential, it's just right there.
that'll be big time. So, speaking on the next thing, talking about some Colorado possessions. We talked about Jimmy Horn Jr. being number one in FBS with 27 catches right now. You got some explosive wide receivers at USC. It's one guy, Big Deuce Robinson, 6'6", who I was hoping would come to Colorado this offseason. But he ended up at USC number 19 out there, getting a chance to play here and there. Uh, a great guy who I thought would have fit in well with Colorado.
Mhm.
Also, Bear Alexander, former Georgia Bulldog, he's there playing at USC. Also, they got some talent across the board, as USC always does. What is the thing? What is the key? While we, before we get off the USC subject, what is the key to the game for you?
This is just gonna be simple stuff, man. But we just gotta do our darn jobs, man. We gotta tackle, we gotta catch, we gotta not jump off sides, we gotta not hold, we gotta, make the right progressions and run the right routes. It's like if we can just play a clean game, we've made our games so much harder on ourselves because of our mistakes. I was hoping last week would have been the game where we corrected a lot of these self-inflicting mistakes,
Right.
but it's got to happen now. It is, we're on Big Noon. This is destiny. We're gonna have, everybody there, even Tupac, maybe. So I mean, so we got to show out, man. We got to show out. Like we got to get win number one this week. It's just destiny, man.
Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to give some shout outs while I was thinking about it, man. Shouts outs and old nouns to Mile High Sports, Denver Sports Betting, old now to Father Figure Apparel. Shouts out and old now to Glass House Opticals of Denver. Check them out also. Old now to Jennifer Wells. Everybody out there. Lean, what is that? Lean German, Indian Carter. Carpet Tech once again checking in. Eli Giggity, Sunshine, Austin P, Jamila, Mackie and T, 81 Trey, Crime and Punishment, Dewey, Southside D, KVZ. I almost said David Talks Buffs. I see you in the comments. And everybody else, get your questions in now so we can go over some questions before we get up out of this thing. Man, we already 44 minutes in. That unbelievable. Yeah. We,
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
we just on the
man,
first
this is the
couple
highlight
topics.
of my week, man. It's
Dang.
been flying by.
Hey, is there some things that we need to talk about that I might not have written down here? There's something we need to talk about.
Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah. There
your
is
end.
some that we need to talk about. One, speaking of betting,
Yeah.
right now, the money line for CU I think is like
Oh
plus
yeah.
eight
Oh yeah.
hundred. Plus 800, man. I'm gonna throw some money down on that, just for the potential. I mean, come on, come on.
Just for the potential.
Just for the potential, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Brendan Rice is making his return back to Boulder. Mel Tucker recruit transferred out after his freshman year. He wore the important number 2. That is an important number for the Colorado Buffaloes. Of course, we now have our best quarterback in history wearing that number. So
Mhm.
maybe it's retired at some point, depending on how all this thing or how this whole thing unfolds. But Brendan Rice is going to be returning. It's going to be important for us to stop him, man. And we got to punt the ball out of bounds, man. I want to see touchbacks every single time. I want to see punts out of bounds. I don't care if we got to sacrifice 10 yards a punt. I do not want Branch touching the ball at all. What do you think about that?
Mark Vassett has to do a good job at angle punting, getting those balls out of bounds, not even giving him a chance to touch the ball. You're exactly right. I think the offense or the special team should have a great day because they should be practicing before, during, and after practice. If I'm the special teams coordinator, dog, I'm the last one off the field this week. The last one off the field this week. I mean that. I'm talking about my guys. If you can't stay after practice, don't even come. Well, coach, I got class. Well, you're not on special teams no more. I want everybody who's going to stay after and come early. I want some dogs on special teams, just like Coach Prime recruiting. I'm recruiting from the guys we got. I'm looking for some special teamers. Y'all say y'all want to go to the next level to the NFL. You're going to have to play on special teams. So you better come over
Yeah.
here with the right attitude. And my special teams is going to be flawless this week, Coach Prime. I can promise you that, Coach Prime. I'm telling you this, Coach Prime. My special teams, you feel me? And that's the attitude you better have as the special teams coach this week after what we've seen the last couple times. We did have a couple super chats also I need to holler
Oh
at.
yeah, yeah. And I saw a question here from Tremaine too that I want to hit on. But man, yeah, you're right. Let's block all of our field goal or block for all of our field goals correctly this game. Like, let's just take care of that. We'll will block correctly for the punts. And
Mhm.
yes, we need to see a strong special teams performance, man, because USC, man, they got game changers, back there.
And shout out to they say DJ Khaled might come to the game also, and do the shadur.
Another one.
Another one. So let me see here real quick. Lawrence RBE once again appreciate the super chat with his comment on Kamani. I think we answered that one. If Kamani can show improvement overall and get on the field, he will get major NIL dollars. I think so too. He already has name recognition. CU, please commit to the run. I like
Yes.
that. Shout out to Miss Crystal Wise also out there. Shout out to Smiley the Beast. And we have another super chat right here on Davis' side. Oklahoma loving. I heard Suge Knight is coming.
Let's go.
Y'all don't want to see Big Suge. Man, if Suge Knight walk into a game, it's gonna be like a loose pit bull walked up in that mug. Everybody going, oh, who dog that is? Why the dog ain't on no chain, dog? Hey, get your dog, man. Get your dog. It's always that dude who have the dog be like, my dog don't bite. Well, I'm not gonna be the one to find out that your dog don't bite, dog. You know what I mean? It make no sense. Another
We
super chat, Austin P, 1999. Go Buffs, go. We appreciate it, Austin P. A Peasy.
thank you guys for supporting the channels.
Much indeed. Giggity, need a special YouTube channel to flip to showing the private celebs party if the game goes south. Lord, man, you talking about opportunity. I, I don't even want to speak on this right now, but just know we got something coming up after the USC game. Though I wish it could have been USC game, like I said, but after the USC game, we got something big coming up, man. Shouts out to everybody down there in Boulder where it's colder. Terrence Sutton said, "Big dog, I just feel we will win against you. You got to feel it. You got to feel it first. That's where it starts at. It's a feeling. I
Yes.
have a feeling about TCU, and that's where it starts at."
And I think Tremaine had this question asking, "Do I feel like we'll see any personnel changes?" Talking with Rod the Man yesterday, he definitely believes that we'll see some changes on that offensive line. So, man, if that happens,
What change
please.
do you see though? What player do you see being either subbed in for or exchanged? We got
I
some
think right.
backup.
Yeah.
You got Reggie Young back there who can
Mhm.
play. He played at Liberty. You have Big Jack Wilty. I
Yeah.
wonder what's happening with him. Landon Beebe and Jack Bailey has really been taking most 99% of the snaps on the offensive side of the ball at the guard positions. You saw Hank Zielinski, the freshman, come in. You
Yeah.
got Big Isaiah Jada also at tackle. Kareem Harden, who can play. Got a couple of injuries, though, with David Connor. And like I said, Tyler Brown is out. So it's still a little bit thin. You got Jeremiah McCrimmon coming in,
Yeah.
learning. The young fella
Yeah.
came from JUCO in Mississippi State. So, they're filling in guys. It's just about, are they ready yet?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
the
I'm.
thing. That's the thing. Are they ready? Because yeah, when Kareem Harden, when Jeremiah McCrinnon are ready, I think those guys those are big boys. I mean, y'all got to remember. I mean, Kareem Harden was recruited by a ton of big time programs coming out of JUCO. One in particular I remember offhand was Oklahoma. Like they were going after him big time. I had a
I
handful
walked.
of
I walked
Oklahoma
by him at
content
the
creators.
game.
Say what?
I walked by him at the game.
Yeah.
Spoke to him at the game. Huge, huge fellas. Looked like Big Mark Henry, who was just
Hmm.
there at Colorado today, or was it yesterday? Today or yesterday at the game. So
Yeah.
8-1 Trey said Big Dog was out there as a bodyguard for the O. Much love.
Yeah, man, that's right. But I think again, like Jack Bailey, of course, he knows the system, having coming over here from Kent State. But I think like we've just seen enough games right now with what they're asking these guys to do.
Yeah.
He might just be a little too small right now for what we need. Now, if we were kind of getting out there, moving the pocket a little bit more, maybe doing some more zone running, you know, maybe that would kind of line up more with some more of his strengths. But right now, we just haven't seen enough of that. I feel like to warrant this sort of line combinations, staying for the full year. I'd like to see us again. what we talk about it every single time, big dog. Where the heck is our guy Jack Wilty, man? He had a good game, man, against TCU. What the heck, man?
Big Jack, holla at me, man. If anybody listening out there, Big Jack, my boy, Big Jack, holla at me. If anybody out there, Big Jack family, holla at me too. And speaking of family, also, we got the new segment going on with the Prime Parents. Y'all check that out.
Yes.
Hit me up, parents. If you're listening out there, you want to be on the show, and I haven't hit you up, hit me up. Hit me on Instagram, Big Dog Chico on Instagram. Holla at your boy. I can get you on there. You can get on there and talk about your prime athlete. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for all that support. We're gonna get into our predictions right now, coming up 52, about 7 minutes to the hour right now. So let's get to the predictions for this game right here, if you want to, and we could talk about a little bit of the spread. What's the spread right now? 21 plus.
It might be 24 now.
All right. Let's say
Yeah.
the spread is at 20, 23 and a half, right? And they have USC. Let's get your. Are you going to take the spread? And what are you betting here on this one right here? Are you going to bet that Colorado takes the win and the spread? What are you taking?
Yeah, Vegas keeps baiting me, baby, and I'm taking it, man, every single week. We'll see how that goes, but there's no way we lose by that much at home if we lose. But this is about winning, man. Plus 800, you got to throw some money on there. Now, in my preseason prediction, right now I'm 4 for 4. Not happy to say that because I'd rather have the Buffs be 4-0. Hopefully that changes here against USC. I mean, USC, man, this is the one game where you can argue that CU doesn't have the better quarterback. And that is, that could be the difference. I mean, Caleb Williams, he's got 15 touchdowns, 0 interceptions right now. Oh man. Now, again, the really only big test right now, or decent test, has been Arizona State. And, I just like to think that, that they might not be a road team, and especially playing in the morning at 9 a.m. their body clock time, that could be a difference. But so I'll put it from the objective thing. But if CU gets the win, man, I think we win by more than a touchdown, man. I think the altitude plays a difference. We're the most physical team out of the two. And I think it's one of those things where we can pull away late in the game, especially we got Bo Nix's first turnover. Can we get Caleb Williams' first turnover of the
Caleb
year?
Williams one. And like I said before the season started, before anything happened, I said I predict a couple of turnovers from Caleb Williams, whether it's just mistakes, whether it's just mishaps, whatever it is, something's going to happen where he's running with that ball and he got that ball loose, and Derek McClendon, Kyrie Mans, DV Harris, somebody, Moneybag Austin, somebody knocks that ball from the backside, he drops it, and we recover it. That's going to be a game changer. It's going to happen. I'm saying it. I'm saying it again. I'm feeling it. I'm predicting it. That Caleb Williams is going to have 2 turnovers somehow in this game that's going to keep us in the game or going to give us the win. That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel. And shouts out to Twitch09 who just hit me on Instagram once again. And he sent this. I don't know if you guys can see it. I wish I could share it, but I'll try to share it like this. Said Tupac will be there. That's Shador Sanders. That's Tupac. So he's listening in, man. So I appreciate you guys listening in and sharing your things. Hit me on Instagram, hit Dave on Twitter, and let us know what y'all think about the show. Share the show, like the show, screenshot it, you know what I mean? Tag us in it and all those things of that nature, man. So also tag stuff like Barstool Sports, tag everybody. Tag CU Sports and let them know, hey man, y'all need to check out this show. Dog and Dave really be in here going in talking about CU and Coach Prime and everything of that nature.
If y'all want us at the celebrity parties, I mean, this is, the ball's in your court, guys, like on Twitter. Y'all got to be the ones tagging them, sharing them with that. If y'all want some exclusive access, I mean, make your desires known. Make your desires known.
y'all tagging those people, letting them know, and they will, listen in and find out. Oh man, why they keep tagging them? Okay, Coach Prime, like damn dog, they tagging Dog and Dave again. Let me see what they talking about. You already seen Coach Prime said at the press conference. Yeah, I check y'all out. So hey, we own it. We need the gang to step in though, and really, you ain't got to spam them, but spam them and let them know that
Spam
we
them.
here to stay.
No doubt. No
Hey,
doubt.
so, dang, what they say? Tory Lane's gonna be performing? Nah, he ain't performing at the game. Oh
He's
man.
gonna be calling in.
Hey, to the comments once again, they said I saw some comments saying that it's normal to smell the sticky, icky in the air during the Colorado game. That's big time. I like that. I like that because it's like a comedian said back in the day, man. You can go to a party and smell weed in the air and stay there and have a good time. And, you just be in that party like, oh, somebody smoking some weed in here. All right, cool, cool, cool. You stay there and have a good time. But if you go in there and you smell something else, it's time to go. It's a difference. They said green is a social drug. All right, 45-43 CU wins. That's sunshine. That's what she says. What's your score prediction? End of the
Oh
game.
man, I haven't thought about a score prediction, but man, if the Buffs win, give me 45 to 45 to 35, man. Our defense gets some turnovers, man. That home field, Ralphie intimidates them. Chip, he's going to be talking his smack. He's not playing solitaire anymore. He has a team worth watching now, and we're going to see a show on Saturday.
Right. So you said 45-35?
Yeah.
All right, 45-35, 10-point game. Mine, what I wrote down was 42-38.
Okay.
42-38. Of course, we're going the Buffs way, Coach Prime way. That's how we're looking at it, and that's how the cookie is going to crumble on my end. Like I said, 2 turnovers from Caleb Williams, forced by our defense. One of the top defenses as far as forcing turnovers in the league. So without Shiloh or with the Headache Gang CEO, we're going to be all right. I think that guy who steps up in that position is going to have a surprisingly good game. I think. I really do believe that whoever steps up in that position is going to have a surprisingly good game at that safety spot. Now, those front 7 guys, the 2-3 down linemen, the stand up defensive end, the hand in the dirt defensive end, the 2 linebackers,
Mm-hmm.
even the star, we're going to have to fill in our gaps, and we're going to have to corral that run. That number 0 that they have running, I can't call no names a lot right now, but the number 0 that they have, the boy is
And
a
he's
scat
good,
back. He's
man.
out of there. So
Yeah.
we have to be on our A game, for lack of better words, than anything. So that's where I'm at with it. The preview, if you want to see the preview, is going down right now. I think I'm not even going to promote that. Let me not say that. If y'all got anything you want to promote, though, hit us up on Instagram and let us know so we can get it in. Hit us up on the comments also. Promote your stuff in the chats. Run them likes up. As of right now, we're going to use this time, unless David got anything else to share. Go ahead, David. You got something else to share?
Well, I just want to let the people know a couple things that I got going on
There you
this
go.
week. Gonna have a couple more film reviews. We'll take a look at the Kent State offense. We'll take a look at the USC offense. That's gonna be coming up tomorrow and Friday, and then a big time guest coming on my show, a dream of mine, next or tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Mountain. The voice of Denver sports to me, man. I've been listening to him for 15 years. Darren McKee, DMAC, co-hosted Big Al and DMAC for a very long time on 104.3. So gonna be talking with him a little bit about Buffs, and then just other hearing some funny stories of his whole career covering Peyton Manning and some different Denver, Colorado sports stuff. So be sure to tune in for that.
Tune in, and you already know we're going live this Saturday for the game, for the watch, the official watch party. We're going to check out the game and give you guys play-by-play and our analysis throughout the whole game, and then following the game right after, we're going to have the post game, and we'll talk to you about what we saw, and just talk about the game in general from there, and then we'll go next week. After that, of course, we got the prime debate with Coach Hayes. You'll also see me on Mile High Sports and Denver Sports Betting Show with Shamlocks. Also, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So look out for that, maybe Friday to drop. So each and every Friday, you'll probably see me on Denver Sports Betting. And
Let's go.
more things to come. stay on the lookout. You feel me? Go ahead and lock in right now. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and everything else. As of right now, like I said, we're gonna use this time while I'm looking down. We're gonna use this time to officially let you guys run them likes up, get in the comments. Let's get over 100 comments in 1 minute, real quick. Hit
Yeah,
some
we need to scope buffs, man. We need all the mojo we can to get this first win ever against USC. Come on, man. We got to handle this, man.
Put the scope buffs in the comments right now. Put the fire emojis in the comments. Let's get it. It's time to run them likes up. Jamila said, not Tori. Boy, you crazy. Tori locked up. Send that pic. Hey, if y'all want that pic, hit me on Instagram right now. I got you. I'm going to inbox it to you. Shadur Sanders, that's Tupac.
Man.
Ryan
Man, I
Nicole.
want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I just passed 4K, big dog, today. So, really
nice.
big deal.
Congrats on that, baby. Way to go, baby. Got them up to 4K. Hey, if you're listening in, you haven't subscribed to this page, go ahead and get them up to 5K right quick. Like, let's get them up to 5K and get it in. All right.
Oh, man, I would love that, man. I'll do something crazy once I hit 5K.
5K, and he going to do a handstand on YouTube. Time to run them likes up. CU 24-17. We got it from Eli right there on the prediction. Yeah. USC crushes the Buffs. Tyler said, what? Come on. By 10. Wow, that'll be amazing, Jamila said.
Hey, man, if we get the win, we're getting the win, man.
Exactly. I don't care if it's by half a point. We're getting the win, dog. But we're going to cover that spread. I think so for sure. Celeste said, hey, big dog and Dave. You feel me? Waving. Oh, now. Shouts out to everybody, man. Once again, man. We in this thing. We doing this thing. How we do it. We're going to stay in every time for about an hour and speak to you guys. Y'all got any comments? Make sure you get them in the comment section. Y'all can run them up one time. Let's get, like I said, over 100 in a minute. Let's go.
Sir. Yes, sir.
He said we'll be fire up in Boulder. Congratulations.
Hey, y'all be on the lookout too, big dog. I forgot to share this, man. I got a theme song being made for David Talks Buffs, man. It's almost done. It's almost done. So I think you'll get a kick out of it, man. I think it'll make you laugh. But been working on it.
Nice, man. We can't wait to hear that, man. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to his page if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Big Dog Gang if you haven't already. Hit the join button, and we here, man. 4K for Dave. I appreciate what we at, 15K on my end. Appreciate it, man. We've been rocking at it for a while. We got a long way to go. We on this Coach Prime wave. We're riding it to the surfboard is not no more. Mm-hmm. I guess that's how it worked. Till the wheels fall off. So yeah, man, it's confirmed that Beyonce will show up. Damn, it's gonna be like the president showed up in there. Real quick, I'll tell you a quick story. Story time. Don't peace out yet. Story time. This is like when everybody leaving and they're wait. Put your phones up. Let's get a picture. Real quick. Story time. One time I was in my hometown, and of course I'm from Selma, Alabama, historic Selma, Alabama, where we did the movie Selma, where Oprah Winfrey produced it. So I was there, and I really wasn't paying attention to the movie, although my mom is the co-author of the book Selma Large Selma, which is what the movie Selma Large Selma came from, the Disney movie. So y'all check that out. Anybody want to check out Selma Large Selma book? That's co-authored by my mom, Rachel Nelson. But
cool.
Oprah came to the city to do the movie, right? So I wasn't expecting Oprah to be there, but I see all of these cars coming in, look like the president, right? So I jokingly said to myself, I'll never forget this because it was Oprah. I saw these cars coming in like Tahoes, black Tahoe. I was like, dang, it's like the president here. I said to myself, if it's not the president, who's the next person that would roll like this? And I jokingly kind of said, Oprah Winfrey. And I thought about it. Damn, she's a part of this movie that's going on. Man, that's Oprah for real. I ran home. That's how small the city is. I went home, got my camera that I should have had in my car then, went all the way back to the facility and caught Oprah coming out and filmed her on my camera. But long story short, Oprah moves like the president, and if Beyonce is there, I can only imagine her and Jay-Z is probably moving like the president. So y'all get ready to see some big things in Boulder, Colorado, and Folsom Field when these guys come through that thing.
Man. Obama's got to show up at some point on the sideline too, right?
Oh, listen here now, Dave. Oh, I'm not going to a football game.
Oh
But
man, I guess he's more of a
so
basketball guy, anyways.
yeah, he's more of a basketball guy. But I think if Obama shows up, he'll be up there in the press box. It's a lot of other people that showed up to the Nebraska game that just stayed in the press box also. So y'all be on the lookout for that too. Celebrities, some of them don't even come down to the field. They stay in that press box. I can imagine Jay-Z and Beyonce probably not coming down to the field until like the fourth quarter, maybe. So it's going down, man.
Oh, that's right. Matthew McConaughey's on the
Matthew
rumored list
McConaughey.
this week, right?
Isn't he the guy? He always comes to the Texas games, right? Because he's a Texas
Yeah,
fan.
he's an adjunct professor actually at UT.
Oh wow!
So yeah, big Longhorns guy. But again, hop on this bandwagon, man. It's just a lot of fun, man. This is a worldwide phenomenon, man.
Got room for now. You feel me? So we up and about this thing, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know what to do, man. Run them likes up. Dog and Dave. We about this thing. Peace in the Middle East.
Appreciate y'all.